Thank you, everyone, for being here this morning and celebrating our latest edition of Art in Tallahassee. I think it's a pretty incredible addition for our community. My name is Wayne Tedder. I'm the Assistant City Manager for the City of Tallahassee, and welcome all of you. First of all, I'd like to introduce our elected officials who we have with us today. We have Mayor Andrew Gillum. We have our County Commissioner Chairman, Bill Proctor.
All right, Bill.
City Commissioner Gil Ziffer. And County Commissioner Mary Ann Lindley. To kind of start off this morning, I'm going to be very brief. I want to talk about the partnership that took place to make this happen today. Very quickly, we had a number of folks involved. Funding came from the community redevelopment area. We had funding also for the underpass from Blueprint. And so we certainly appreciate that opportunity for them to come to the table and make this happen in our community. We also had a number of other governmental agencies that really put this together. We had to get approval through the CSX. We had FDOT working with us. And we also had our local business, the Subway, making sure that we had the ability to work on some areas in our community that really has just been kind of underutilized and just kind of left really not very desirable for our community. So today was a transformation for those types of facilities. Real quickly, before I go any further, I just want to say without any hesitation that none of this would have happened without Audra Pittman.
Period.
Audra, she brought the idea to us. She worked the process to make sure she had the permissions to do it through CSX, which was an incredible task in itself. And so we really appreciate how hard she worked to make this happen today. So today's program, we're going to have a presentation by Audra Pittman, who is the Executive Director of Council of Culture and Arts. We have Mayor Andrew Gillum, the City of Tallahassee, also the Chair of the Community Redevelopment Area. We'll have Bill Proctor, the Chairman of the Leon County Commission in District 1. We'll also have a presentation from Street Art Tallahassee and the artist Bird O. And then Audra will close it up with some closing remarks. So with that, I'll turn it over to Audra.
All right, yay. So we are finally here. I'm just glad Wayne didn't share all the things that we went through and the little mini heart attacks. But really, this was some innovation by Street Art Tallahassee. They came to this community. You all welcomed them with open arms. They're very passionate. They have ideas. They brought them to the table. They made it happen. And I encourage anybody else who has ideas, any artists, come to us. We'll connect you. I'd like to tell people COCA is like a chamber of the arts. You know, we support local. We want to connect you with the necessary resources. Street Art Tallahassee came in, started working with local artists right away, and during their presentation, they're going to acknowledge some of those artists who have worked in this community. I really want everyone to understand, you know, we had an international artist come here and transform this area. If anyone's on my Facebook, and Sean knows I'm always on Facebook, and you saw the comments just from the one mural alone, you will know what an impact this has already made in this community. And I think Jake Kiker said this is going to be the first step in market as the catalyst for change and development in this area in SoMo and South Monroe and the whole corridor. We have a lot of arts in this community. We have a great, beautiful park. This is really going to be the beacon that kind of shines across the nation and the world now that Birdo is going to tell everyone about how awesome Tallahassee is, right? Gotcha. All right, so I'll keep it brief so I won't take all your sound bites, right? Right? Have I already done this? Okay, I want to introduce you to Mayor Andrew Gillum.
Right, appreciate it. Thank you, Audra. Thank you, Audra. I love that Birdo still has paint on his hands. I mean, truly representing today. Thank you all very much for being here this morning. I'm so extremely proud. Yesterday, I had the opportunity to visit the Florida State Gallery, and there's a new extraordinary exhibit there. If you have not seen it, go and do that. And a few weeks ago was over at Venti Gallery, and another amazing exhibit. We get to, in City Hall, experience art every day because through the work of COCA and Allison, I don't know where you are, but I saw you. Amanda, where's Amanda Thompson? There you are, Amanda, and the great team over at COCA. They have a living gallery in City Hall so that it's not a dreary place when you come and visit. We've got art on full display, and that's also true all throughout this community. The amazing contributions that artists make to making Tallahassee an amazing place and Leon County an amazing place to live is truly extraordinary and remarkable. And what's happening in this part of our city and what you've helped to do here will live on, I believe, not only in the art in and of itself, but in the way that you make people feel. And it's been said before that people seldom ever remember what it is that we say, but they do remember how you make them feel. And art has a transformational impact on the way we think about ourselves and the way that we see ourselves. And we've got to do everything that we can in this community to uplift that. So a huge, huge thanks, obviously, to COCA, to artist Bird O. Art through his exhibit. Is now it's international in its approach and in its impact, and we're thankful for that. Obviously, we want to thank the CRA and the Blueprint 2000 and the staff that worked there. I want to acknowledge the former city manager of the city of Tallahassee, Miss Anita Favors Thompson, who in her role as city manager really emphasized beauty and the upkeep of beauty in our community. So when you see beautiful right-of-ways, those are not accidental. When you see the escalated level of beauty in this park, that's also not accidental. And obviously, want to give a huge, huge shout out to the Street Art Tallahassee for the work that they do. Will you all give them another round of applause? It cannot be overstated, the impact that they have on this community. And although not on program, I hope that following the comments of our county chairman that we'll invite forward Commissioners Gil Ziffer and Marianne Lindley also to just bring a brief word of appreciation. This is indeed the start of what will be an amazing SOMO, which will tie into G Street, which will tie into Cascades Park, and obviously into downtown and continue to bring this area to life. And we're thankful to you all for those contributions. Mr. Chairman.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. It is indeed an honor on behalf of the County Commission to share in this exciting unveiling. When I saw former City Manager Anita Favors Thompson, I walked up and said, oh my goodness, this is at just a whole nother level. And even though her fingerprint and thumbprints are on a number of projects in Tallahassee, this actually is the first event that I have seen her at since she's vacated the office of city manager, which to me is easy to translate. I think there is a degree of sentimentality within her heart to be here. Let's give the city manager a round of applause for her leadership and vision. And but for her heart, she wouldn't be here this morning because she won't even take my call no more. To our esteemed and honorable mayor, whose vision and leadership of our city speaks for itself. His heart, his energy, his mind has been unyielding, and we have seen the emergence of tall and expanding talent within an individual and a statesperson, Andrew Gillum. Our city commissioners and county commissioners, let's just say this plain and simple, ladies and gentlemen. Tallahassee, Leon County is at the nadir point of our evolution. We're at the highest of heights in terms of beating on all cylinders, in terms of our arts, our infrastructure, our water issues, our being on top of our various growth concerns. This is a high point, and you would have to go back from the beginning, and you're never going to find the point of which you find so many things emerging, as is the park here. Recalling very quickly that this used to be the Centennial Field, and I recall when FAMU High and Old Lincoln High School used to get it on down here, and Strong and Jones Funeral Home will be parked right over here in the corner. And you know it was going to be a serious football game when the funeral home had to send out a car to pick up bodies. And it just kind of made you a little nervous and scared about it. But this whole park is emerging, and there is an energy, there's a synergy, there's a new identity that is coming up in the center. So to have artistic interpretation placed on a few walls around here is a great thing. And it is a marvelous thing for those persons who are able to perceive abstract ideas and to translate those with a concretized form, and can take colors from the abstractions of their minds that we all can see what they was thinking about, is awesome. Give these artists a hand. Everybody can't do that now. But as you look in where we're standing, I saw art. I thought this morning when I saw the cylinders of that building there, and the tops of the buildings, that the topography of this hills, the rolling grass, and you look there at the state capitol in the midst and blend of trees, art is everywhere. This is a natural art district. So, Ms. Pittman, we want to say to you, we want you to remain the champion of art. We want you to push the envelope, and we don't want to become just deadhead bureaucrats. We want you to rattle our cage and move us toward the aesthetic that we will not be a part of the mundane. Move us and lead us. We're going to celebrate, we're going to appreciate, and we're going to support in Tallahassee the arts.
All right.
Okay, I always count on Commissioner Proctor to keep it real, and we have all, and I have no idea what to say following that, except the County Commission, and I, as a member of the COCA Board, which I've been serving with Audra for a couple of years now, we are just thrilled to be able to help elevate this part of the community. And one thing I think is the greatest message, and maybe the mayor addressed this partly, that no matter how many troubles people are having all throughout the community, we know we have things to fix, but a beautiful city with wonderful art and architecture lifts everyone's spirits and inspires. So that is one of the wonderful reasons for why we're here today, and for this beautiful bridge and pedestrian walkway that's going up too. So pleasure to be here. And now I turn over the mic to my esteemed city commissioners.
Okay.
Go.
Thank you. No more deadhead bureaucrats, right? No more deadhead bureaucrats. I'll have to remember that the next time I have the chance to introduce Commissioner Proctor. I don't know what to say other than thank you for everybody that was involved with this. I know it's been said before, but the former city manager, you know, from this angle, looking at this magnificent park, and now we're building this gateway to go on the other side of Monroe. I know we have our detractors, but I have a feeling when this is opened, the number of comments we get about this art, the number of comments, positive comments about this bridge, and what's on the other side will be well worth every single one of those criticisms. So thank you all for coming, and now I'll pass it off to my colleague, Commissioner Maddox.
Thank you, Commissioner Ziffer. It's great to see my manager here as well. So people will not remember what this once looked like. And isn't that a good thing? They'll think it was always this beautiful. And we got a lot of flack over the pedestrian bridge, and to the naysayers that say we spent too much money. My response to them was that we are the capital of the state of Florida. And if naysayers had their way, Washington, D.C. would not have any monuments, would not have any memorials. Capitals across the country have giant edifices that are dedicated toward the fact that that is the place of government, the central place. The city of Tallahassee doesn't have enough of that. This is a giant step in the direction, the pedestrian bridge. But what the art tells us is that although, you know, this is, Commissioner Proctor mentioned Centennial Field, and this was the first place that Florida State ever played. Their first game was against Stetson right here, right behind you, right there. And although we celebrate the gridiron and we celebrate athletics, we should also celebrate art and culture. It says so much about our people and our citizens. There is a simple beauty to Tallahassee that only art and culture can capture. So the commitment you see today is a commitment to bricks and mortar, but not without beauty. Glad to be part of it.
Again, as you see, this is a big team effort. I just want to acknowledge some of our COCA board members. Could you please raise your hand? We have our board chairwoman, Roseanne Wood, and Will Guzman, newly appointed to the COCA board. Welcome, and thank you for coming out. I'd like to bring up Kiara Saldivar McCleskey, Daniel McCleskey, and Berto. Could you please come up? And Jonathan, see?
Represents the local artists in our community.
So what we're about to do right now, Kiara, you're about to make a presentation to some local artists who have already made some contributions. Is this correct? Street Art Tallahassee would like to thank you on behalf of the whole community of Tallahassee. They are honored to have worked with you and excited to continue to work with you in the future. Your goodwill, humble attitude, and great skills are a gift of inspiration to our surroundings. It is an honor to have your participation enhancing our projects and enriching the arts and culture in the capital of Florida. I will read off the names. If you're here, we have a certificate of appreciation for our local artists who have contributed to making Street Art Tallahassee what it is. Matt McCarron. Libby Armstrong. Larry Jones. Is this Larry? Berto. There you go. Cody Maitland. Corey Ryan. And if y'all haven't been to the center of Tallahassee yet, you gotta go check out Dreamland, a mural up there. We have murals. You just keep driving up and down South Monroe. Just go explore. And Jonathan James. So they passed out a badge, Street Art Tallahassee. We also have some pins up here because you guys know I love my hashtag, The Arts Live Here. Use it right now on your social media. The Arts Live Here. You can grab a pin from us. And we also want to acknowledge, the arts mean business, right? So this is not just about, enhancing some pretty walls or deterring from graffiti and saving the city and the county lots of money from painting over graffiti, right? We're saving money, cost efficiency. Okay. We're also collaborating with businesses. We'd really like to thank the owner of Subway, Mr. Patel. If you're here, we have a certificate of appreciation for you. Kim Gabbard with a center over there who's also supporting some mural projects. Mr. Patel. We have Josie and Russ from the Junction at Monroe. We'd like to offer you. Again, they have another mural. Just drive up South Monroe. Spider Web. We have the owner of Orion right down there. You'll actually see one of the partnerships with KCCI. Libby Armstrong helped design that, and Street Art Tallahassee got it up. We have Tim Nettles. And actually, that's a great story with Tim Nettles. If you saw one of the first murals that Street Art collaborated with Matt McCarron on an abandoned building, is that correct? 3 abandoned buildings, and out of that emerged a new business. So Tim Nettles with Tallahassee Segway Tours. I'm sure he'll take you around down by the murals. All right. And before I go, I also want to acknowledge our Education and Exhibitions Director, Amanda Carey Thompson, who's over here, who's a tireless, passionate advocate for all the arts. She designs public art tours. She has a public art directory. If you go to our website, tallahasseearts.org/public-art, or just go to Tallahassee Arts, you will see the directory of all the public art in this town. If you see some public art that's not on there, go tell her. She'll get it up on there. Again, we really support all the artists, local, international. Come to us with your ideas. We'll try to make the eHarmony match happen with the city and the funding, right?
One more thing.
Okay, there we go.
Thank you all for being here, to our family and our friends, the artists and the city leaders. I also want to give a special thanks to my production team. That is 100 men in one person that makes all my ideas come to reality. Daniel.
Thanks for having us here, Tallahassee. We love this city.
Don't cut my hair.